Alright, hello, and welcome to another Planet Zoo episode-ish, news kind of report thing, I don't know. This morning we got an announcement from Frontier and Planet Zoo that there will be a new Planet Zoo pack. This is the America's Animal Pack, and this is actually a pretty interesting pack. Now, there's a lot of mixed opinions over it, as I've been kind of like surfing the forums all day, and also in general social media to see like people's reactions to it. I know that a lot of other creators have already made videos about this, like about what its contents are and everything like that, and that is not really what this video is going to be, because again, you can see that a lot of other creators do like the trailer breakdowns where they go through the trailer, and that is amazing. I respect that, but I wasn't really given the time or like early access or anything like that to go through it like that, and I just don't really want to do that right now when you have other creators doing that already. But what I really want to talk about right now is the actual community feedback for this pack, because obviously it's no doubt that Planet Zoo and say is dying, but the recent packs have just not had the same effect on people that the older packs may have had. And I've heard a lot of comments about today about, or sorry, I've read a lot of comments that it just doesn't hit the same when reading like new announcements and stuff of these new packs like the Zookeeper Barnyard and what is this called again? America's. Compared to ones that are like a lot more older, when you would like just wake up and you would see like a new announcement and you would see like the live streams and everything. Yeah, I just really want to talk about like how people are really digesting this pack and the first reactions to it, and my first reactions to it, because my first reaction is honestly a lot different than what a lot of people are really feeling. So in this pack, just to quickly glance over things, you get 7 animals just like usual. You have the ocelot, the coyote, the bush jog, great orrea, white-faced saki, American flamingo, the bighorn sheep, and that's it. So those are the 7 habitat animals. Again, no exhibit animal, and you also get 80 new scenery pieces that I'm assuming are inspired by like, well, this just says the American continent, but looking at most of like the pictures and stuff, I'm feeling that this will be heavily inspired by like Mexico and kind of like that western area of North America. The thing that surprises me, first of all, is that there's no what it appears to be that there's no free update lining with this pack, and this is interesting to me because even though they don't necessarily have to reveal it with the announcement, they still usually do that. And I'm wondering, is that just because maybe there's no update, or is it just so small that it's not worth mentioning? Because I feel like if it was something really big, we would see it here. That would probably lift a lot of people's spirits about some of the animals that they are maybe not excited by. But they haven't done that here, and it's not even here at all. Instead, they have an entire list of their social media outlets. So that's great. But that's going to be interesting. I wonder if there actually is one. But let's go on to like the main thing here and what a lot of people are concerned about the animals. Now, first of all, speaking from my own perspective, I actually really like this pack. I'm not going to talk about myself too much in this because I know I'm not the vast majority, but a lot of the animals here I actually am really excited about. Again, if you watch the announcement videos and stuff of like what we've done so far, like we already knew 5 of the animals. The 2 main ones that are surprising and we didn't know about were the bush dog and the ocelot. Now those 2 are honestly pretty decent picks. I really wasn't like expecting the bush dog, and I am pretty excited for it because it is, yet again, it's another carnivore, but it is something that is pretty decently unique to the continent in terms of other things we could have got. And the ocelot, maybe not, is something I was really looking forward to, but it is something that I know people have requested, and it's a cat. I mean, you can't really expect anything less. It is Frontier, and they do love cats. Other than that, the other ones, the coyote is one I'm not really excited for. That's the only other one I don't really care for, but all these other ones are honestly pretty decent ones to me. The Saki obviously is my favorite. The Rhea is also really good. It was very necessary to the pack. The main ones I've seen getting a lot of feedback are definitely the Coyote, being like the front runner for like negative responses, but also the Flamingo and the Bighorn Sheep. And the main reason for this, I wouldn't say because they're from North America, but I feel like they feel unnecessary in a pack like this. And I think this connects back to the main piece of feedback that I've been seeing a lot of people give Frontier, is that they're not really listing as much to the community. And I can honestly get that in a way. First of all, this pack, if you'll notice, if you've noticed by now, this pack includes none of the animals from the made-a-wish list. And I don't know if that's because, well, it's not because none of them would fit, because you could perfectly fit a coati or another monkey in this pack. But we don't have that, but instead we have 2 North American animals and the flamingo, which is, a lot of people have said is a reskin. I'm personally fine with the flamingo. I like that we're getting a better version of like a flamingo model. And the bighorn and the coyote, I know a lot of people do, like some people do like, but the vast majority are probably just upset with their inclusion. And I think this is mainly because I feel like people are more upset that this is not just a regular Latin America pack, because Latin America is a continent that is desperately in need of more representation in the game. And I feel like that comment of Frontier not listening completely is stemming from that, because South America is in desperate need. I honestly don't really know why they chose to include the coyote and the bighorn sheep. It's not like two ones that needed to be fit into a roster. It's just one that is just out there, and it mainly feels like they put it in here to headline the pack, because the coyote is easily probably the most recognizable animal from this. I would say the Saki is also pretty recognizable. It's not because it's just a Saki, but it's just a monkey in general. But I feel like the coyote is only here to headline the pack. The coyote is easily the headline animal, but other than that, it doesn't really fit too much into the pack. I get it that it is an America's pack, but the ratio here is not really too balanced. You have 5 animals from South America and 2 from North America. And it honestly feels like this was supposed to be just a South America pack, which would have been great, because that would have been really needed. But to sell the pack more, I feel like they just put in an iconic coyote because it would sell the pack. And also the bighorn sheep is here just to make it seem more like an America's pack. The animals themselves look pretty decent. I know the coyote has gotten a bit of backlash, just a tiny bit, for like its fur textures, but I think it looks pretty good. And then if we scroll down here a bit to the ones, I'm just really happy for this. I'm really happy that the Saki is looking amazing. I love the eyes, it looks great, the shapes, everything is brilliant. I love that they got this nailed down, so I am very excited for this one to come into the game. I was a bit skeptical if they did the sexual dimorphism, but I feel like people have convinced me that they wouldn't skip the dimorphism, because I know females look really different from males, and I can't see them not doing that. And then other than that, you have the ocelot, which looks really good. Nothing too major about this one, it looks really nice. And then you have another shot of the campaign. So overall, it looks good. The quality of the animals look pretty decent. We haven't seen all of them, but from what we've seen, they look fine. They look pretty good. They look up to standard. I just think the main thing that people have put backlash towards is that there are 2 dogs in this pack. There are a couple of clones that are just really not necessary, like the sheep and the flamingo, and it just feels like, my biggest criticism is that this should have just been a Latin America pack, because Latin America or South America is just so needed in the game that I really couldn't see why they couldn't just do 2 more Latin American animals and then put the Saki as the headliner, or even like a tapir maybe, because the tapir could sell. It's an iconic animal, and most people will know what it is. I don't feel like if their angle was to just put the coyote in here to make it America's and sell the pack more, I don't really feel like that was the right way to go, because it just doesn't feel worth it for what they're trying to do. And especially even if someone sees the coyote and oh, I know what that is, I should buy the pack, that doesn't necessarily mean that they want the coyote. It's like if you put a subspecies of zebra on the front cover. Yes, a zebra is a popular known species, but it doesn't mean that everybody wants another zebra, so that might obviously drive them away. I feel like putting the Saki on it, maybe it's a bit more unrecognizable, but it is a monkey, which a lot of people did want, which I don't know. I don't really see the need of its inclusion, but I do also see how people are excited to have it, so it's just interesting to me. The other big criticism I've seen, and honestly there's not much to it than just it should have been included, is the missing Coati and the Mara, because those 2 are just ones that are iconic to the region. Again, there's always going to be, I feel like we have this conversation every single time there's DLC released, that there's one animal that doesn't make the cut for the pack, and it is just honestly kind of sad, especially with this, because these are 2 animals, or at least the Coati, that is, first of all, number 1 on the made wish list. That is definitely one that should have been included, and number 2, it's iconic to the region of South America, so I really feel like that should have been included. It should have been maybe not the headliner, because it's not that really well known, but it really should have been in here. So I don't know. I'm not too upset by the lack of Coati, because it's not something I was really dying for. But as someone who was also not from South America, it could be different for someone who is from that region and who wants their iconic animal in the game. Yeah, I know a lot of people say that maybe they're saving it for the next one. I don't know if they really are, because I feel like the last pack was supposed to be the last pack because of how they formatted it. They literally had Frontier HQ in the campaign for the Zookeeper pack and had a finale and everything kind of event. That was supposed to be the last pack, but after Planet Coaster 2's kind of downfall, they had to keep Planet Zoo alive and keep DLCs going, which I am very thankful for, but I can't say that they're trying to save animals for future DLCs when I don't think they even planned for there to be another DLC or more DLCs. So I feel like they're just going as they are now. Like, they're just going with whatever animals they want to include and what they can do. They're not really planning too much into the future because they don't know what the future is. So, and that's probably kind of like where this problem is coming from, because we don't know where this goes. We probably will get another DLC in the fall, and we just really don't know where this is going. We've seen them jumble a mixture of themes. We've gone from like them being like a bit more desperate to please audiences with the Barnyard Pack, because they know that will sell, as it's a lot of people want it. And they went to Zookeeper as like the finale, but then it wasn't the finale, so then we're back to Region Pack with an Americas Pack, just like Eurasia was, where they combined two continents. And I don't know where they're going next. We haven't been to Africa or Europe or Asia in quite a bit, so I'm wondering if that's going to be the next place, if it's going to be a biome pack, or it's going to be a region pack. I don't know. It feels like we're really just kind of lost on where to go next, so I'm really curious of where this goes, and I'm wondering what animals they're going to do. But yeah, that's really my thoughts. I am honestly, personally, again, really excited for this pack. I love a bunch of the inclusions. Saki, the flamingo is pretty useful. The Rhea is nice. The bush dog I'm excited for. The bighorn sheep is one I kind of find use in. The ocelot, again, same thing. Not really one I really wanted, but again, I can see the use in it. Coyote, I'm really happy for the people who wanted it. It's just not my cup of tea. I am overall excited for this pack, and I have seen a lot of people also very excited for this pack. Let me know down below what your thoughts on the pack are, what your feedback is. Do you think we're going to get another DLC? I personally think we are, probably at the end of the year, to match up with this for the bundles and consoles. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the subscribe button, and I promise we do have some exciting stuff coming for all the animals in this pack for building wise. So I hope you all enjoy, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye guys, have a great rest of your day.